moving and you keep hitting roadblocks? Yeah, this morning's episode gave you 3 steps, those 3 traps that you would often find yourself in, but 3 steps to get out of it along the way. So if you listen to this morning's episode, then you know that I'm having a conversation about how to rise out of your wilderness. Those wilderness moments that we often find ourselves in because of desire. Oh, there are things that we like, the things that we see. You want it, and it's okay to want it. However, if you choose whatever that thing is at the wrong season or for the wrong reason, you'll find yourself in a position that's not really supporting you. Then we have those other moments where it's our power move. We are in an environment right now in the United States where power moves are being made, and it is shaking up some things for some individuals. And it's not always working well for you, especially if you're a type of person that has always been the pillar or the high achiever or the leader in your world, and you're being shaken because it seems like you're not high enough on the rung to stop getting the foundation beneath you moved. I want you to know that it doesn't matter what's happening around you if you're clear about who you are at the core of your being. Whenever there's a shaking, because the one thing that I shared, and we know it, we don't always pay attention to it. Change. Change is the only constant that exists. And if that is the only constant that exists in your realm, then you may be wondering, how do I get through this process if change is going to keep changing? You. You're the one constant element in your world. And you growing and changing is the stability that will give you a foundation that's stable. You see, a lot of us find ourselves in positions, and I often share this. So I'm going to share it with you guys today because I find myself when I'm looking at these positions and these things, it's like, really, how do we do that? One of the things that I share, hold on, let me try to pull it up, is this foundational piece. When we see construction zones, we just bypass them. But I want you to take a moment and start looking at construction zones just a little bit different. Because if you're in a foundation that's shaking, something about your foundation isn't stable. There are 4 things that I typically teach. And this foundational piece here can give you an idea. If you are going really high, skyscrapers have foundations that are dug real deep. You can always tell how tall a building will be by how deep you see them dig. Another thing that you see here is that they have rebar. We have a couple of different things that's in place to keep our structure sound. How many things do you have in place that's keeping your structure sound? You see, if you don't know the answer to these questions, then that's why I shared this morning's episode. Because I didn't know the answer to these questions either. I was in a place where I was struggling, trying to figure out for myself in the aftermath of my divorce, how was I going to reset? It was there that I had to get the clarity of the first thing that I shared with you. Prepare in advance. When you know who you are at the core of your being, you can prepare in advance. And when you prepare in advance, you're getting clarity about who you are because you came birthed into the earth with gifts, skills, and talents that you can use to maximize the world around you. You see, society will often make you believe that who you are is not enough. You may need to enhance some things. That's why we enhance our talents. But there are gifts, gifts that were given to you by the creator of the universe that nobody can take from you, that nobody can shake from you if you know what it is, and who you are to serve with it. You can ask the people around you, which is one of the first couple of things I had to do to rediscover Tanya. What is it about me that you think that I do well? And when you ask this question, ask people to give you one word that describes you, because that'll eliminate a whole lot of things and it'll force them to think a little bit deeper. Because when I started asking people the one word that they felt gave them insight about me, some of those words, I ain't like y'all. Some parts of me, the way I showed up in the earth was not really good, and I wanted to change that because I recognized that one of the reasons that they recognized me that way is because of a season that I was in my life. We have a tendency sometimes because we are affected by our environments. And if you're in an environment that pulls out pieces of you that is not who you usually are when things are going well. So when you find yourself in conflict, other stuff is coming out. But here's the thing that you can do. When you're preparing in advance, you are putting things in advance that's in your being that when you get squeezed, those valley moments in life that will squeeze you, think about it. Anything that we squeeze, whatever's in that thing comes out. Choose in advance what you allow to be a part of your being. So when the squeezing comes, your wilderness moments, those valley places, what's in you, the good parts that you want revealed into the earth, that's the part that will come out. And it's going to require you making some intentional decisions to make certain that it happens. So the second thing that I shared is make certain that you're aware of the timing. Some moments we have chosen in our world because we were rushing through it. You know, that relationship, and I shared this in this morning's episode. And if you did not listen to this morning's episode, go back now. Well, no, not right now. Like, wait till after I'm done. So when I'm finished with this, go and listen to this morning's episode because it was there that I shared for those moments in our life when we find ourselves in the wilderness and we're hungry, hungry for love, hungry for money, hungry for whatever it is that you feel that you need in your life. If you choose to take the first thing that's coming to you, even if it's something that seems like it's good, if you get it in the wrong season or for the wrong reason, it's not going to work well for you. So I don't want you to be put in a position where that's not working for you. So wait on the proper timing. And here's the thing that I had to learn. So for those of you that know I often share my next level notes. And if you aren't aware of my next level notes, well, my next level note is that thing that I have learned. I spent time to gain insight about how to grow higher because I often shared in order for you to make a reset in your world, you have to have a better relationship with yourself. That will give you the ability to have a better relationship with others. But the glue, the next level note, that's having a relationship with a being greater than yourself. And for me, that's Jesus Christ. Because when I let Jesus join me on the journey, he gave me insight that I never would have known. The timing that I walked into some situations, oh, that was a divine hookup. Because there were places that I just sort of stumbled into, but I was following the lead of Jesus. Because when he has walked through your wilderness moments, because he's been in the wilderness as well, those things that you will be tempted by, the desires that will bring up the elements that you truly want, the power moments. And the third thing, prideful moments, because power often brings pride. Those three things will often be the silent traps that keep you. But knowing how to prepare in advance, being clear about the timing, that next level note, the timing piece. Oh, yeah, when Jesus joined me on the journey, because he had already stepped on the landmines that I was going to cross, I got the thought. There's a small voice. That was an inner voice. Now, there hasn't been a whole lot of things that I'm saying that's an audible sound, although I have had some audible sounds in my moment where I felt like God said, Tanya, move and move now. And when I listened to those, oh, those moments were moments that I know God saved me, God protected me. Because if I looked back, and I encourage you to do the same, because God has always given us a touch point to help us move into a direction that we are better supported. But it's a small inkling. A lot of people call it a gut feeling, or that thing. I just thought something, 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 something. A lot of people say something told me. Yeah, I want you to start giving a name to that something. And if you give the name of that something, the name that I have given, and letting Jesus join you on the journey, you'll have more clarity to pay attention. And the next level notes that you can get, well, he's already written a whole book with a bunch of notes. Those are principles, principles that you can use financially, principles that you can use relationally, principles that you can use right here, right now, today in the shaking of your foundation. Because it was a principle that I had of paying attention to the things that I have responsibility for. Now, we know logically that we should do that in a lot of ways, but I had a strategy, a step-by-step analysis to look at my financial portfolio when I found myself in the aftermath of my divorce with $35,000 worth of debt. It was following that biblical principle that allowed me to clear it up in 2 years. Some of you may be finding yourself in a position where financially you are in a chaotic moment. It may end up being $35,000 worth of debt, and you're going to need a strategy that can help you quickly get out of it. Here's another part that gave me a great relational reset, because a lot of you know that in the aftermath of my divorce, because I did that first thing, rediscover Tanya, preparing in advance, it gave me the ability for the second thing, pay attention to the timing, which led me to the third thing that I shared this morning. Don't do everything in your world in your own strength. See, if you make the decision that you have to do everything in your own strength, and I get it, I know I've shared, because I have been the pillar for those that are around me. There are people that are counting on you to get it together, to always have it together. So you have a strength that you're always standing in. And when the world starts shaking, you still stand in the strength of what you constantly been doing. But it's breaking you. You are exhausted, you are tired, and with the extra shaking of your foundation, you don't have enough wherewithal to keep pulling yourself through the process. Stop trying to do it in your own strength. When I stopped and I reset, I found myself in a position where I had some help. People that I didn't even think to ask, but I asked for help. And I got more help than I imagined. And it gave me the opportunity to reset. So, in the aftermath of my divorce, a lot of you already know, because a lot of you knew my maiden name. Yes, I am in a new marriage to the love of my life and my best friend, which just proves there is life after divorce. So, if you find yourself in a shaking, don't put yourself in a position where you think that you won't be able to get through this thing. Just don't do it by yourself. Seek out the support that you need. And I'd love to be a resource for you. I have several individuals in my community that I am supporting through the journey of getting themselves reset, rebuild, and whole by reclaiming their identity, rebuilding the foundation that got a little bit shaky, and so they can thrive in their next beginning. And if you need some support, just reach out to me. You can click in the comments below wherever you're seeing this, because I know I'm streaming in a couple of different places. But I'm readily available. Just go to tanyaehood.com. There you can click under the Work With Me tab or select the Contact Me tab. And let's have a conversation so I can be a support to you. And so for today, if you don't remember anything else I've shared, here's what I want you to remember. The world is going to shake you. There will be ebbs and flows in the existence of time that you will always encounter. But just like your breath rises and falls, you're used to things going up and down. Just ride the waves, but prepare in advance. Do it in the right timing. Don't try to go it alone. You got some support that you can rely on, and I'm willing to join you on the journey. And here's one last thing that I want to leave you with, because it is in me for those that may be wondering how to walk through the next level note. You see, here's the thing about that next level note that it gave me in the moments that we're dealing with, because there are some super duper saints that'll make you think that what you're walking through is because there's some sin in your life. Yes, sin does exist in the realm, but everything ain't sin. And all your chaos ain't because of that. Because even Jesus was sent into the wilderness by God to be tempted. In his wilderness moment, it wasn't because he sinned, but he dealt with the wilderness moment nonetheless. And you will too. And when you find yourself there, operate in truth. Get on the right side of who God is so he can give your heart the strength that you need to move through the process so that you always have peace. And if you need to take up some insight, Fill your mind with things that are good, things that are great, things that are holy. So when you start getting squeezed by life, the good will come out. And you'll be able to stand against the fiery darts that the world keeps trying to throw at you, like in this moment, right now in the United States. This fiery dart, you got a shield for that. And you also have the only offensive and defensive weapon that God gave us, and it works, y'all. Trust me, it works. But there are no shortcuts that you can take in this thing called life. You got to do the work, you got to put it in. So I encourage you today, step into your glory, magnify your story, and do what you need to get into the next level. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys later. And we can extend the conversation down in the comments below. Take care, everyone.